In 2021, my biggest dream was to make $1 million. I was like, oh man, that's it. Like after COVID, I was like, if I have $1 million, my life is sorted. It seemed like so much of money at that time, So one part of it is today's discussion of corporate structuring on what sort of companies do they buy these assets from. So we need to elevate ourselves from brokers to consultants because there are 9,500 millionaires supposed to be moving this year to Dubai. Presentation, it's a company called Global Capital Group, brilliant guy. So he is already two partners, I believe. I may be wrong, but the person I met was from Russia. 11 years with HSBC. Brilliant, one of the best corporate structuring guys I've met. Let's go through what the proposal was. So the deal value is 19.5 million. Normally it's a much higher value deals that people open up foundations. But in this case, this guy owned businesses across the world. That's the client that we want as well, right? He had businesses in Australia, Indonesia, Saudi, New Zealand. So he had multiple holding companies. He needs a foundation. Apart from that, one other major concern of people investing in Dubai is the Sharia compliance. Like, will you be under Sharia compliance? So when you have basically a foundation or a trust, you might have heard these companies. What happens is you can structure your inheritance. Another big concern for Indian investors, or technically all other investors, are that asset shielding. For example, they don't want their names to come out to the government. So details can be leaked, right? That's one of the biggest concerns of investors all across. So a holding company, pros are, low setup cost, annual renewal, ideal for passive income, no office lease required. This is big, so that saves a lot of cost. 100% foreign ownership, global tax. Cons is cannot engage in operational activities. Then why do people have foundations? So foundations are actually quite recent. Earlier, people used to have trusts, but trust is just a contract. Foundation is like an umbrella company, that can hold multiple companies. So the negative is that you'll probably need a physical office over here. Apart from DIFC, you have ADGM as well in Abu Dhabi. Both of them have the capacity to open up a foundation, an umbrella corporation. Now, this is really important, basically. High reputation internationally across and all third parties, access to capital ecosystem and accelerator programs, legal framework is based on English common law, and there's no currency restrictions recognized internationally. Movement of funds becomes very easy once you have a foundation license because you open up, it's a very strong bank account, and once it says that it's going towards a foundation, less questions are asked. It's easy to move funds. And this is again the English common law. Whether it's DIFC or it's ADGM, it's under the British common law. It's not under Sharia law. So investors are a lot more comfortable as well. These are the pain points of billionaires. Succession and continuity, right? So there's a council. So what happens is you have, let's say, you have a foundation. And then under the foundation, you can hold your assets. So this can be your assets, your properties. You can hold anything. You can hold cars. Some people have luxury cars. Some people have paintings. And then you have holding companies. So the IFSA and now there is a council that can be appointed. So in council, so all your brothers, so brother one, brother two, sister, wife, children, so you can appoint your council and then you can define the relationship. Then you can appoint someone called a guardian. So a guardian normally can be an external law firm. If they trust you enough, it could be you, who has the rights. Of course, you cannot take over the company, but then based on the will or the requirement provided by the owner, right, the main investor, the guardian can act upon. Now you understand why the structure can be really important for billionaires. It just makes life really easy. So succession is one of the biggest concerns, that they have, especially with Dubai. They're like, oh, it's Sharia law, it's the Middle East. Tax efficiency, that's again another one of your biggest points, right? So you have your foundation, and then under this foundation, let's say you have the holding company. Typically, people, this is the reason why you must have heard British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Cook Islands, Swiss accounts. Now, why people used to have these accounts is because they never asked for any KYC. But now people are beginning to ask KYC. Transparency is becoming important. So people are looking. So that is why the billionaires are a little shook. Earlier they had their money. There were some key places where all the money was hidden. Now KYC is becoming prominent. A lot of people are moving money to crypto, but people are not who are comfortable with crypto. Crypto, as of now, in most countries are not exactly. It's still a bit hidden. Now, how do you legally get exempted from tax? So there's a way by you can legally apply for tax exemption. It's not very expensive. So foundations have a law by which, if you make a certain payment, you can legally get exempted from taxes. This is for all countries except US. Now for US, we've sort of hit a bit of a hack. This again, it's a very risky hack, but this is something that we have done with our business partner. Okay. So what he has done is he has a holding company. Now the holding company, let's say there are two partners. Okay, there is let's call Francis. Okay, Francis, and there's 3x Capital. Now, as long as Francis holds shares less than 50% in this company, he does not have to pay tax as such to the US. He can justify that I'm less than 50%. I'm not a major shareholder. Okay, 3x Capital is, and we have an underlying contract with Francis that whatever properties you buy, it's yours. It's not ours. I'm just a guardian. Okay, I'm just a guardian. And so, what happens is for the first time, the American investor is able to 100% tax-free make income. That's insane for Americans. That's a huge thing. So we have successfully sort of worked this out over the last 1 year, and then now we're going to get a lot of funding from US in the coming months because of the model. Now the only difference is that this money that they hold in Dubai, they cannot take it back to the US. The second they take it back to the US, they'll have to pay taxes again. But then that's the best part about billionaires, right? They can spend anywhere in the world, right? So maybe they want to buy an island, they want to buy horses, they want to buy a yacht, they want to buy a fancy car, a fancy bag. Okay, this is the foundation.
Okay.
Here I can open how many ever holding companies. How many ever holding companies I want. I can even hold my assets, my properties. It's fine. My cars, my paintings. I have 10 companies. I can have 10 companies.
Oh, any companies like that?
All over the world. All over the world. I have a company in US, Australia, New Zealand. Everything can be held by this holding company in DIFC. So it helps me make my life easy.
So and the taxes also.
Exactly. It's a brilliant hack. Who are closing the 100, 200, 300 million deals? These guys. See, Dubai is positioning ourselves to become like a Monaco or a Switzerland, where this is the business model of, oligarchy is a thing now, all right? Capitalism. We want the ultra-rich, ultra-HNIs to move over here. What are we selling? International lifestyle, safety. A lot of countries are not able to provide that. And then with structures like these in place, we give them peace of mind. That everything is structured, nothing to worry. When personal income tax comes in, it'll affect the holding companies, not the foundation. That is why when personal income tax comes in, that's when people will be running to set up these foundations. Because only foundation is a structure where you can legally get exempted from tax. But there's one good thing: if you own a holding company and you want to transfer the assets to the foundation, your DLD charges are just 0.125%. So it's not a 4% transfer charge, as long as the shareholders are the same. Shareholders for the holding company and the property, So if you want to transfer it from the holding company to the foundation, the shareholders should remain the same. That's it. So this is council members and guardian. I think these are probably, so council members is where you list your family members, friends, whoever you give money to. Then UAE corporate taxes, 9%, VAT filing. These are the services that an ultra HNI needs. You know, someone who can take care of all of this. These investors do not get a golden visa. They don't, there's no visa under a foundation. A foundation is just an umbrella that holds your companies. The holding company will give you the visa, or you can get a visa from any other source. This is something that they will ask who takes care of the tax and accounting, having a dedicated account manager who will help me open up the bank account. This is a big concern for investors, very, very big concern. See, these are again pain points of investor. I want legal advising in case of any change. They incorporate personal income tax. What's going to happen? You know, how will I protect my assets? So we need to offer. I'll take care of it. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.